have a given. If you or a loved one was injured, learn about your options. Do you guys know that we have options? Huffman and Huffman brothers-in-law are here to help you and your family to make these decisions. Let's welcome Brad Huffman.
Hello, how are you?
How are
Nice
you?
to
Welcome
see
to
you
the
guys.
show. Yes, we have a lot of questions for you because who needs a lawyer all the time, right?
Everybody needs a lawyer.
So, Brad, why should we hire a personal injury lawyer?
Yeah, so if you're injured in an accident, the insurance company is going to try to give you a very quick settlement so that they're off the hook. And that's before you know the extent of your injuries. So it's always a good idea to contact an attorney to get some advice and then let them represent you to make sure that you get fair compensation for your case.
Yeah.
It really is so important to do that. Because the person doesn't have experience dealing with an auto accident. They don't know what the value of the case is. They're not sure what their rights are.
True.
So you should call an attorney and know your rights and know, that you're protected.
Yeah, protection is definitely the highest of importance. Now, when you're in an accident, Brad, what questions should potential clients look to ask for a personal injury lawyer?
Well, you first want to find out, make sure that it's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You want to gather evidence at the scene if you can. And what I mean by that is you want to see if there are any witnesses to the accident. So that way we can get their name, their telephone numbers, and get a statement from them so that they can help with the claim. And, they really should ask a lot of questions about, the value of the case or what to do. If I have an injury, what should I do? There's a lot of little issues involved with that too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a good idea to get some advice right from the very beginning of the case.
Okay.
Now, in general, say you're driving down the road, you get into a pretty bad accident.
Yeah.
How do you know if you have a case or not?
Well, you talk to a lawyer, and the lawyer can advise you on that. Typically, in an accident, one of the parties are going to be charged with a traffic offense. And that'll give you a pretty good idea right there who's at fault. And then that's when you want to talk to an attorney to make sure that you are protected.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's true. And also, when you're involved in an accident, nervous, everything comes to play. When you find out that you really have a case after you spoke to the lawyer, what is the process like?
Yeah, and so actually, Trish, you brought up a really good point because when the accident happens, most of the time you've got your adrenaline going, and you don't even realize a lot of times if you're injured or how badly you're injured. It's not till 48 hours later when things settle down.
Right.
But once they do, that's when you want to talk to the attorney to get advice on, how to proceed with that.
Yeah, and I say that, I comment that because, I speak Spanish. I'm a Spanish speaker. So when I'm nervous, I'm like, my English just go away on my mind.
Yes.
So I'm very nervous. And the first thing that you think is like, I'm in trouble, So I'm going to have to call a lawyer.
Well, I mean, it's just, you just want to make sure you're protected. The insurance companies, typically what they're going to do is contact you right away.
Right.
And they're going to try to get you to give them a statement.
Okay.
And they're going to try to get you to say something that could really hurt that case.
Right.
So you always want to talk to an attorney first and let the attorney handle that.
Yeah.
You got to be careful what you say to the insurance company.
Yeah, and I think people can trust you guys, obviously, because you're a family business and you've been in business for how long?
Yeah, 50 years.
50 years. Wow.
Yeah. My brother, Charlie, just got a certificate or an award from the Virginia State Bar for 50 years of continuous service. So, and I've been doing it close to that long, but I still have a few years to go.
Okay.
Congratulations to your brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
But it is a family practice, and we really do, we treat our clients like family. We really want to look out for them. We want to protect them. We want to do a good job for them.
Do you guys have always that people that speak Spanish in your office?
We have one person now that speaks it a little bit. Yeah, and we're always looking. We do hire interpreters to come in when we need them. But
perfect.
Nice, nice. Well, Brad, we certainly appreciate you stopping by. You guys have a memorable jingle, so every time they see the commercial, they hear it, they know it. So
Yes.
thank you for stopping by with Huffman and Huffman.
Yes.
Thank you guys very much. I
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much,
it.
Brad.
Thank you. Good to
All
see
right.
you.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, from personal injury lawyers, ladies, to taking some personal and family time. I know, Ashley, I understand you had a chance to visit Richmond recently in the latest road trip segment.
That's right, Hugh. It's just a short drive up Interstate 64, but when you get to Richmond, it can feel like you're somewhere really far from the 757. From beautiful nature scenes and tubing to hikes to shopping and jewel-worthy food, our state capital really does have something for everyone.
Hmm.
Yes, and if you are someone who likes to get your learn on, Richmond will not disappoint. They have a lot of museums, and one of them, I'm sure they're gonna tickle your taste bud. So they have the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts for the art buffs, also the American Civil War Museum for history, and the Science Museum of Virginia for all of our future astronauts and biologists. And last but not least, of course, the Children Museum of Richmond for the younger ones. Kids can play there, they can dump water on the buckets, and they can do a lot of stuff over there.
Oh yeah. Well, Patricia, you were saying to tickle your taste buds, and I'm like, what? Oh, I got something that'll tickle your taste bud. The Museum of Breweries, huh? Huh? No, it's not the Museum of Breweries. But no, after after browsing the museums, as Patricia was talking about, you definitely would want to have a cold one at one of the many local breweries, including the Hardwood Park Craft Brewery that's right there in Richmond. There's the Vale Brewing Company. There's Stone Brewing Tap Room. This is a beautiful natural landscape, actually.
Wow.
And Instagram worthy backdrops as well. And then finally, we got the Strange Ways Brewing. This is if you're looking for a small room and pop brewery. Okay, this is definitely the one that you should check out. So
Wow, looks amazing.
taste buds are tickled now.
Yes. And last but not least, if museums or if beer aren't your thing, Richmond also has a plethora of tourist attractions. My personal favorite is available for everyone's viewing pleasure from late July to late August every year, the Washington football team training camp. And you're actually looking at some old photos right now
Yeah.
of me from training camp a couple years ago, obviously prior to COVID. Now, if you go to training camp, it looks a little bit different than it did back then. You see some photos of me with different players. Right now, they're not actually doing fan and player autographs just to keep the players and the fans safe due to COVID-19. But you can still attend training camp, which is really cool altogether. Whether you're a Washington fan or just an NFL fan, it's really cool to go somewhere so close to home and be able to see an NFL team getting ready for the big season. And speaking of sporting events, the Richmond Raceway is always a fan favorite for tailgating and for fast cars too. I know a lot of my friends from this area will drive up to Richmond for the big race, and it's like a whole weekend. People camp out, people drink from sunup till the time the race is done. It's really a lifestyle thing when you go to a NASCAR race there. And if you're still looking for adrenaline after a day at the races, head on over to King's Dominion and take on the Intimidator. The Intimidator. And yes, I had to say that in a scary voice because it's scary. The first drop is like over 300 feet and it's at an 85-degree angle. So it's like, but scarier.
Hold up, I'm about to say, if it sounds like that, I'm not scared.
That's like my cartoon animation version of it. And then you can round out your trip with a visit to the Metro Richmond Zoo where you can hand feed giraffes, or you can visit their newest resident, which is a baby pygmy hippopotamus. And you also saw a picture there of the trolley tour. So you can do a tour through the zoo on a trolley, kind of like a safari, but less risk of being attacked by a lion. Richmond is just so much fun.
Yes, Richmond has a lot to do, and you can find a taste for everyone in the family. Like you have so much things to do in Richmond. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and this taste thing. This girl has this taste.
Taste, because I don't know. I'm like a taste for today.
They do have amazing food there too. Like the food
Yeah.
scene is
Yes,
ridiculous. It's so
I think
ridiculous that I couldn't even do it justice by touching on just a few restaurants. But they have a lot of farm to table there, which I know is huge. And it's also really nice for people who like to know where their food's
yeah.
coming from, like I do.
I think they have a little area that is really, I don't remember the name, if it's the Carlton or something like that name, but it's really amazing. They have different restaurants with different flavors. So yes, I love Richmond.
Yes.
Yes, we need to go together.
Yes. Everybody take road trips to Richmond as soon as you can. But coming up next, we are hanging 10. That's after the break.